respiration in organisms. Hello friends, today we are going to begin with the chapter Respiration in Organisms. In this module, we shall discuss what respiration is. We shall also discuss the types of respiration, aerobic and anaerobic respiration, and external respiration, that is breathing. Let's first understand what respiration is. We all need energy to do work. What do we need? Energy. Not only us, but all organisms need energy to work. We need energy to walk, run, and to do any type of work. Like even for writing, we need energy. Even when we sleep, we need energy. And from where do we get this energy? We get this energy from food. We get energy from the food we eat. Now a question arises that how do we get energy from food? We get energy from the food by the process of respiration. The energy is released during the process of respiration by the breakdown of food. Have you understood? So, respiration is the process of taking in oxygen, using it for the release of energy by the breakdown of food, and eliminating means removing the waste products carbon dioxide and water. Now, there are two steps in the process of respiration. What are these two steps? First step is external respiration or breathing, and another is internal respiration or cellular respiration. So let's first discuss external respiration or breathing. You very well know what breathing is. In the most simple words, breathing means to take the air inside the body and remove the air from the body. And if we talk in terms of science, then what breathing is? The process of taking in air rich in oxygen and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide by the living organisms with the help of their respiratory organs is known as external respiration or breathing. What does it mean? It means breathing is the taking in of oxygen-rich air inside the body and removing carbon dioxide-rich air from the body with the help of respiratory organs. The air we take inside the body has more amount of oxygen, so it is called oxygen-rich air. And the air that we remove from the body has more amount of carbon dioxide, and thus it is called carbon dioxide rich air. So the process of taking in air rich in oxygen and removing or giving out of air rich in carbon dioxide is called and now breathing. There is a question. Why do we take in oxygen inside the body? What is its role? Let's understand. The oxygen that we take inside the body by the process of breathing goes to each and every cell of the body. In each and every cell of the body, the oxygen breaks down the food, that is glucose. And in this process, energy is released. So the process in which the breakdown of glucose occurs inside the body is called internal respiration or cellular respiration. I repeat, the process in which the breakdown of glucose occurs inside the body is called internal respiration or cellular respiration. So we define internal or cellular respiration like this. The process of breakdown of food, glucose in the cells with the release of energy is called internal respiration or cellular respiration. I hope you have understood. Now let's revise what we have learnt till now. The main points. All organisms need energy to work. We get this energy from the food we eat. The respiration is the process of taking in oxygen, using it for the release of energy by the breakdown of food and eliminating the waste products, carbon dioxide and water. It involves two steps, external respiration or breathing and internal respiration or cellular respiration. What is external respiration or breathing? The process of taking in air rich in oxygen and giving out air rich in carbon dioxide by the living organisms with the help of their respiratory organs is known as external respiration or breathing. The process of breakdown of food, that is glucose in the cells, with the release of energy is called internal respiration or cellular respiration. Now the next topic is aerobic and anaerobic respiration. We have just discussed that oxygen breaks down the food and in this process energy is released. So does that mean cellular respiration or the breakdown of food always take place in the presence of oxygen? No, absolutely not. The process of cellular respiration can occur both in the presence and absence of oxygen. This is important. The process of cellular respiration can occur both in the presence and absence of oxygen. And on this basis, cellular respiration is of two types. How many types? Two types. And what are these types? Aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. So cellular respiration is of two types. Aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. What is aerobic respiration? When the breakdown of food takes place in the presence of oxygen, then it is called aerobic respiration. In this process, carbon dioxide and water are released. How can we write this process in the form of an equation? Let's see. C6H12O6 plus 6O2 in the presence of oxygen, aerobic respiration, 6CO2 plus 6H2O plus energy. So here C6H12O6 is glucose. When this glucose reacts with O2, which is oxygen, CO2, that is carbon dioxide, and H2O, that is water, are formed and energy is released. In most of the living organisms, aerobic respiration takes place. Means in most of the living organisms, respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen. And what do we call these organisms? We call these organisms as aerobes. So the organisms that carry out aerobic respiration are called aerobes. What is anaerobic respiration? Friends, when the breakdown of food, that is glucose, takes place in the absence of oxygen, this process is called anaerobic respiration. In this process, oxygen is not required. In this process, alcohol and carbon dioxide are produced and energy is released. Now, how can we write the process of anaerobic respiration in the form of an equation? C6H12O6 in the absence of oxygen forms 2C2H5OH plus 2CO2 plus energy. So when the breakdown of glucose, that is C6H12O6, takes place in the absence of oxygen, then C2H5OH, that is alcohol, and carbon dioxide are produced. Energy is also released. In which type of organisms does anaerobic respiration take place? Anaerobic respiration takes place in yeast and bacteria, and they are called anaerobes. What do we call these organisms? Anaerobes. So simple organisms like yeast and some bacteria carry out anaerobic respiration and are called anaerobes. In anaerobic respiration, less amount of energy is produced in comparison to aerobic respiration. So I hope you have understood aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Now let's quickly revise what we have learned. The main points. Cellular respiration is of two types, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. The breakdown of food, that is glucose, into carbon dioxide and water to release energy using oxygen is called aerobic respiration. The organisms that carry out aerobic respiration are called aerobes. The breakdown of food, glucose, into alcohol and carbon dioxide with the release of energy in the absence of oxygen is called anaerobic respiration. And simple organisms like yeast and some bacteria carry out anaerobic respiration and are called anaerobes. So we have understood aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Let's compare the two. Aerobic respiration, it takes place in the presence of oxygen, and anaerobic respiration, it takes place in the absence of oxygen. In aerobic respiration, complete breakdown of food, that is glucose, takes place. In anaerobic respiration, incomplete breakdown of food, that is glucose, takes place. The end products of aerobic respiration are carbon dioxide and water, and end products of anaerobic respiration are carbon dioxide and alcohol. A large amount of energy is released in aerobic respiration, and a very small amount of energy is released during anaerobic respiration. So now, does the breakdown of food take place in the absence of oxygen in our body also? Or I shall put it like this: does anaerobic respiration take place in humans? What would be the answer to this question? The answer will be yes. Anaerobic respiration takes place in our body also. And where does anaerobic respiration take place in our body? In our body, anaerobic respiration takes place in muscle cells. Let me explain this to you. Whenever we do heavy exercises, or we run very fast, or we do cycling or brisk walking, or we lift some heavy weight, our body requires more energy. More requirement of energy means the body needs more amount of oxygen. And why does the body need more oxygen? The body needs more amount of oxygen for the breakdown of food to release energy. But the oxygen is limited. It means the body needs more energy, more oxygen, but the supply is less. Then what happens? Then to fulfill the demand of this extra energy in muscle cells, the breakdown of food, that is glucose, takes place in the absence of oxygen. And in this process, energy is released. I repeat, then to fulfill the demand of this extra energy in the muscle cells, the breakdown of food, that is glucose, takes place in the absence of oxygen. And in this process, energy is released. Glucose in the muscle cells form lactic acid and energy. When the breakdown of food takes place in the absence of oxygen in muscle cells, lactic acid is produced and energy is released. Now, sometimes when we do heavy exercises, or we run very fast, or we do cycling for a long time, we have muscle cramps. You also might have experienced that. Why does this happen? We just discussed that to fulfill the demand of body for an extra amount of energy, anaerobic respiration takes place in the muscle cells. And what is produced in this process? Lactic acid. This lactic acid accumulates in the muscle cells. And due to the accumulation of lactic acid, we have muscle cramps. I hope you have understood why we have muscle cramps when we do heavy exercises. Now we shall discuss how we get relief from these cramps. We get relief from cramps after a hot water bath or a massage. Now you might be thinking how this happens. Let us understand. How does a hot water bath or massage give us relief from muscle cramps? Friends, when we take a hot water bath or a massage, the blood circulation increases in the muscle cells. We know that blood transports oxygen to all the cells of the body. So when the circulation of blood increases, the supply of oxygen in muscle cells also increases. And this oxygen completely breaks down the accumulated lactic acid into carbon dioxide and water. And by this, we get relief from the muscle cramps. So now you might have understood how we get relief from muscle cramps. Let's quickly revise this concept. In human beings, anaerobic respiration takes place in muscle cells. During a heavy exercise, fast running, cycling, walking for many hours, or heavy weight lifting, the demand for energy is high, but the supply of oxygen to produce the energy is limited. To fulfill the demand of extra energy, anaerobic respiration takes place in our muscle cells, that is in the absence of oxygen. The food, that is glucose, breaks down into lactic acid and releases energy. After a heavy exercise, we sometimes get muscle cramps. The muscle cramps occur when muscle cells respire anaerobically. The partial breakdown of glucose produces lactic acid. The accumulation of lactic acid in the muscle cells causes muscle cramps. And how do we get relief from muscle cramps? We get relief from muscle cramps after a hot water bath or a massage. A hot water bath or a massage increases the circulation of blood in these muscles. As a result, the supply of oxygen to the muscle cells increases. The increase in the supply of oxygen results in the complete breakdown of lactic acid into carbon dioxide and water, and hence gives us relief from the cramps. So friends, with this concept, we have completed this module. Now let's move on to the exercises. Do remember to write the answers of all the given questions in your notebook. Exercises module 1.